Hello, it's a pleasure to have you join us again. Nigeria's military says they have recorded major gains in the fight against terrorism, kidnapping, banditry, oil theft, and violent crime across the country.
Troops recovered 141 assorted weapons and over 1,400 assorted ammunition, the breakdown of which is as follows: 1 general purpose machine gun, 1 GT3 rifle, 49 AK-47 rifles, 2 single barrel guns, 9 locally made pistols, 13 den guns, among other items.
With troops rescuing 388 kidnapped victims, arresting 31 suspected terrorists, and neutralizing 10 terrorists in multiple operations within 1 week. The update was given in Abuja by the Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Michael Onaja, who said troops deployed across different theaters of operation carried out coordinated offensives in the northeast, northwest, north central, Niger Delta, and southeast. The operation, according to the defense headquarters, targeted terrorists, kidnappers, arms suppliers, informers, illegal oil bunkers, and other criminal networks threatening national security. In the northwest, troops of Operation Fasang Yama recorded what military described as decisive gains in Kaduna, Katsina, and Zamfara states. At the snap checkpoint between Gusaru and Shinkafi in Zamfara state, troops intercepted a vehicle and recovered a locally fabricated pistol, more than 1,000 rounds of ammunition, and other bullets hidden inside a sack of millet. The suspect arrested with the items, identified as Malam Mustafa Abubakar, is believed to be an arms dealer. Military authorities said preliminary interrogation revealed that the weapons were being transported to an unidentified contact in Shinkafi, who was later tracked and arrested at Tupa village. Still in Zamfara, troops carried out fighting patrols across Behin, Saba, Boko, and Sanu villages in Behin Magaji local government area, where they made contact with terrorists, neutralized 1, and recovered 7 motorcycles. In Maro local government area, troops arrested 8 suspected terrorists during another patrol and recovered motorcycles, phone batteries, mobile phones, power banks, chargers, buffon radios, camouflage uniforms, and boots. A shop believed to belong to the terrorists was also destroyed. In a separate operation at Kanuma Hill, troops responded to an attack on local communities, engaged the assailants, neutralized 1 terrorist, and recovered an AK-47 rifle, ammunition, and motorcycles. In the northeast, troops of Operation Hadinkai sustained pressure on Boko Haram and ISWAP elements across Adamawa, Borno, and Yobe states. The most significant breakthrough came in the Mandara Mountains in Gwosa local government area of Borno state, where troops executed a multi-axis raid that forced terrorist networks into chaos and created an opening for the rescue of hundreds of civilians. According to the military, 360 civilians, mostly women and children, abducted during an earlier attack on Ngoshe community were recovered during the operation. Sadly, 2 infants reportedly died due to the harsh conditions of the mountain terrain, while 358 survivors were evacuated for medical treatment, feeding and formal handover to local authorities. The military also reported the recovery of several other abductees who escaped from terrorist enclaves after sustained bombardments and pressure and hideouts in the Saha and Chinene areas. Among them was the 8-year-old child, Ali Musa, who escaped from captivity and was safely recovered by troops. Other women and children were later intercepted after wandering through the bush following their escape. All rescued persons were given medical screening, first aid and administrative processing before being reunited with their families and communities. Troops in the northeast also arrested suspected terrorist informants and logistics supplier. In Buni Yadi, Yobe State, a suspected terrorist informant was arrested, while another was apprehended during market patrols in Madagali, Adamawa State. In Borno State, troops arrested several suspected suppliers carrying items allegedly meant for terrorists, including mosquito nets, sweets, milk creamers, tramadol capsules, herbicides, Indian hemp, rich watches, and agro-allied chemicals. At Kekeno in Kukawa local government area, troops intercepted 11 suspected collaborators traveling in 2 Toyota trucks. In the North Central region, troops of Operation Savannah Shield, Operation Enduring Peace, and Operation Wheel Stroke carried out operations in Niger, Plateau, Benue, Kogi, and Taraba states. In Niger State, troops arrested suspected terrorists and informants in Wawa and Bogu local government area, recovering phones, a motorcycle, cash, and propaganda material allegedly linked to a terrorist commander. In Plateau State, troops responded to reports of kidnappers blocking the Hawan-Gibo Rafin Sahim Road in Riam local government area and successfully rescued 6 passengers, although the driver remains missing. In Bakin Ladi, another search and rescue operation led to the recovery of 2 passengers who escaped from abductors. In Benue, Kogi, and Taraba states, troops responded to attacks, rescued victims, and recovered weapons. Along the Lokoja Obajana Gaba Road in Kogi State, troops engaged criminals who had attacked commercial vehicles, forcing them to withdraw and rescuing 13 passengers unharmed, while 2 injured victims were evacuated for treatment. In Yaba West, troops intercepted terrorists attempting to move with kidnapped victims, forcing them to abandon a bar manager and a sales girl adopted earlier in Ikoyi, Ijumu local government area. In Taraba State, a raid at Motum Biu led to the recovery of a Smith & Wesson revolver pistol and several rounds of ammunition. The Niger Delta was not left out of the operations. Troops of Operation Delta Safe continued their campaign against crude oil theft and illegal refining across Akwa Ibom, Delta, Edo, and Rivers states. In Rivers, troops discovered and destroyed illegal oil siphoning infrastructure in Okagi Forest, including a reservoir and about 100 meters of pipes. In Akwa Ibom, troops intercepted a vehicle carrying about 1,200 liters of suspected illegally refined diesel. In Delta, troops working with Tatinta Security Services discovered a trampoline tank containing about 4,000 liters of stolen crude oil and illegal refining equipment. In Edo, 5 suspected kidnappers were arrested in Ekpoma, with the suspect reportedly confessing to involvement in kidnapping activities over the past 2 years. In the southeast, troops of Operation Udoka carried out operations in Abia, Enugu, Imo, and Ebonyi states. In Abia, a cordon and search operation in Arochukwu led to the arrest of 3 suspects and recovery of weapons and ammunition. In Enugu, troops working with DSS operatives arrested 6 suspected IPOB and ESN members at Niwi community and later recovered heavy weapons from a suspected armed hideout disguised as a piggery in Gariki. The recovery items included a general-purpose machine gun, RPG tube, AK-47 rifle, hand grenade, magazines, and hundreds of rounds of ammunition. A separate operation at Abani led to the recovery of more AK-47 rifles, magazines, ammunition, and IPOB uniforms. The Defense Headquarters says these operations show that the military is sustaining pressure on terrorist groups, kidnappers, oil thieves, and armed networks across the country. The scale of arrests, rescues, and recovery weapons also suggests that security forces are increasingly targeting not only armed fighters, but also the logistics chains, informants, suppliers, and safe houses that allow criminal networks to survive. The bigger question now is whether these weekly battlefield gains can translate into lasting safety for communities, highways, schools, farms, and businesses. Nigerians want more than figures from military briefings. They want to feel the difference in their villages, towns, and cities. Stay with us on News Express as we continue to follow the security operations, the rescue missions, and the fight to restore peace across the country. I am Cassie Tony, and many thanks for watching.